Hello, my name is Linda Goewey, and I am the superintendent in the Hudson Falls Central School District in Washington County. Today I'd like to share some tips with you that I have gleaned from my experience as superintendent. They should be helpful in your first year, and they really aren't in any particular order. Our first tip today is to respect and learn the culture. As you enter a school district, there is already a culture in place. It's important to respect that culture. I did that by listening to various stakeholders, the people who live in the community, our board, our administrative staff, and people who are already there. These are the people that know the culture. It's important to not change important items that have been going on for years in the district. My next tip today is to gain trust with constant communication. Communication is so important in the superintendency. When you first enter the job, you have vision and you have ideas, and just saying them or sharing them isn't enough. It takes a lot of communication with all stakeholders to get them to trust. It'll take time, and it'll take constant communication over and over again so that people understand your vision and understand who you are and that you are living the work with them. My next tip to share is to know a little bit about everything in the district. When you first start in the district, you come with an expertise. My particular expertise was curriculum instruction, but there are so many other things in the district that it's important to know. The bottom line is the buck stops with the superintendent, so it's important to know a little bit about everything and everyone, whether it be the people in transportation, the people in the cafeteria, food service, know a little bit about the budget, know everything about your board, but know a little bit about everything. My next tip is to maintain an honest and open relationship with the Board of Education. It's very important to communicate with the board regularly. I write a memo to the board each week explaining some of the highlights of my week and the week of the whole district. Also, I speak regularly to the board president and meet with him before each board meeting so that we can share what's going to happen during the board meeting. If something happens in the district that's of high interest, we make sure that it's always shared with the board. It's important that the board knows something before it gets to them from other members of the community. So always maintain an open and transparent relationship with your Board of Education. Another valuable tip is to develop a plan and stick to it. Once you enter the superintendency, everybody has something that they want to accomplish, and there'll be many needs that you'll think that you need to meet. I developed a vision and some specific targets and stuck to them. It's important to stick to your vision. I start every meeting with my 5 targets. I start every board meeting superintendent report, every meeting with my administrative group and my teacher leader group, so that we all know that the vision, no matter what the meeting, is what we're attending to. So to stick to that vision is important in all aspects of the superintendency. My next tip is to form a team. Having a close team has been so important to me in my first couple of years in the superintendency. I have a team in the central office that's the Director of Business Services and the Director of Pupil Personnel Services. The 3 of us meet on a regular basis. We have a weekly meeting set, but I'd have to say that every single day we're talking to each other about our vision and about what's happening in the district. It's important to have a small group of people that you can trust and bounce your ideas off of. I also have a lot of teams in the district. You'll often hear me saying, if you're in my district, we are a team. So everybody's a team. I can't do it alone. So there are teams of teachers that I sit with, there are teams of administrators that I sit with, and there's the entire district that's a team. But I do feel that forming a close central team is very valuable, especially in your first years. The next tip is a very important one. It is to learn your budget. Personally, I came from a background of curriculum and instruction. I knew a lot about ways to teach and how to teach and what to teach, but I only controlled parts of budget as I sat in the chair of teacher or assistant superintendent. But as superintendent, I needed to know about the whole budget. In my current budget, it's $43 million, and I believe it was important for me as a superintendent to know how that's being spent. I needed to know what money was coming into the district, what money was going out of the district, be able to answer questions. It was important for me to share the budget with the public. Although I do have a director of business services who knows the budget very well, I worked with him my first year diligently to learn every piece of that budget inside and out. It was great to know that at budget forum meetings, he was sitting in the front row for me. However, it was important that their superintendent could speak to the budget and how we were spending the money for the district. Another tip is to be a part of the community. When I took the job as superintendent of Hudson Falls, I moved into the community. I think it's important for the community to see you outside of the office. The community sees me walk my dog, they see me get groceries, they see me out and about. I think that's important. You develop relationships, you have small talk with people in the store. They see you as a person and not just the person who runs the school district. Another way to be a part of the community is to attend events, whether that be football games, baseball games, plays, different events at schools. That's important. You see parents and grandparents, and they know you're there, and they know you care about their children. Another way to be a part of the community is to develop relationships with important stakeholders, to know the mayor and the police chief and people that you'll interact with. Whether you're in crisis or you're celebrating with them, it's important to have these relationships as part of the community. The next tip is sometimes personally hard for me to accomplish, and it is to take care of you. We have to take care of ourselves as superintendents. I'll often say to staff members, take care of you first, take care of your family, and then it's your work. As a superintendent, you spend many hours on the job, and sometimes you don't take care of yourself as well as you should. But it's important to remember, because if the superintendent isn't healthy, isn't happy, isn't recharged, then I feel as though it takes away from making important decisions. So take those weekends to spend time with your family and take care of yourself. Take time to exercise. Take time to eat during the day, because a healthy superintendent will do the job better. Another tip that's very important to first-year superintendents is to have a mentor or someone you can count on outside of the organization. As a first-year superintendent, I was given a mentor by my BOCES. He was a retired superintendent. The good part of the relationship that we built was that he wasn't inside of the community of Hudson Falls, so that if I had a problem or a question, something that I couldn't figure out, I felt very comfortable calling him or meeting with him and just talking it through. He had experience as a superintendent, and it didn't feel judgmental. These relationships with mentors, whether they be your fellow superintendent colleagues or someone in your close team, are so important. You have to have someone to talk to and to help you to get through some of the issues that will come upon you in your first year. I hope you found these tips helpful. The superintendency is a hard job, but it's a fabulous job. And maybe by using some of these tips, they'll help you get through your first year. Thank you.